It's time for the Jeff Litherland Show. Join us each week to find out what's going on in Perry Central Commodore basketball, straight from the head coach, Jeff Litherland, exclusively on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network. And welcome to this week's Jeff Litherland Show. And Coach, last week you took on Heritage Hills at home, and you lost 50-34. But you did shut down Trent Sisley pretty well. So why don't you go over that game for us?
Yeah, that was kind of our game plan was, to make some other guys step up and beat us. And, Lucas Mitchell, our 6-foot guard, that I claim is the best defender that I've ever coached, did a really nice job on Trent. Trent's very talented, and we held him to 6 points. But guys like Schaefer and Weatherhope, stepped up and those two guys combined for 20 points, which is well over their average. But, give them credit. They made plays when they had to. But, we out-rebounded Heritage Hills. We held Trent to 6 points. I think we had 10 turnovers, and, we shot 11 of 49 from the floor. Granted, a lot of those shots were affected by, both Alex and Trent in there. But, the first half we had a lot of really good looks. At the basket underneath, and we couldn't make any shots. And I think early in the third quarter it was a 27 to 22 point game, and we just we couldn't make any shots down the stretch, and we continued to get stops, but at some points you got to make shots, and we just didn't. But they've got a talented team, and Trent's got a heck of a future ahead of him. So I was just glad that, we were able to shut him down. I know, this upcoming week in the sectional, we're going to be playing a big kid as well. So, I'm really proud of my guys. Like I said last week, to congratulate everybody we did and have a new coach and to get 12 wins. And, a lot of games we competed in. We just, I don't know if it was a lack of experience or what, but, we just couldn't get over the hump and several of our losses. But, last week was a good test for us. And, our kids, we didn't prepare a whole lot for Heritage Hills, maybe 20 minutes. But, they digested the scouting report pretty quick and really did a nice job on the defensive side of things.
And, looking at the conference records, Orleans ends up winning the conference with 5-1 record. I guess Paoli did Paoli tie him with a 3-1 record. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that all worked out with what happened at Mitchell, but I know it was a 3-way tie with Valley, Orleans, and Paoli. And really, all three of those games we either had a nice lead or Orleans only beat us by 6 and at the end of the game, and Paoli beat us by 4, and the Valley game we had a huge lead in the first half, had the lead at halftime, but you just couldn't pull them out. But our conference was pretty strong. Valley has a really nice team, and as does Paoli, and last night Orleans beat Lagodi in the sectional on Lagodi's home floor. So Tom does a really nice job up there. He's got a lot of freshmen and sophomores as well, so they're going to be really solid for the next couple of years.
And we're back on the Jeff Litherland Show right after these messages for our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Desborough Communications.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All-Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And we're back on the Jeff Litherland Show. And Coach, you had a really good group of seniors this year. Why don't we start by giving them a tribute?
Yeah, we had a great group of seniors. Not only just basketball players, but just individuals. Their character and what they've meant to not only the basketball program, but the school and the community. Those guys are going to be missed. With what they brought to the table. Andy Bishop and he had a huge year. He had to really step into the scoring role. He was our team captain. I think he averaged a little over 14 points a game, and he had to step into that role of being the guy that the other team was focusing on night in and night out. And he had a tremendous season, and I'm really proud of him. For being able to add some other things to his game. He was basically known for a 3-point shooter, and he really got into the paint, mixed it up this year, and scored a lot of baskets in the post when we really needed him to. And our next senior is Cole Hess, which is he's one of the best athletes that I've coached. He's a high energy guy, and I'll remember a team camp this summer. We played 13 games in 3 days, and he was mad we didn't get to play one more. Most kids are pretty worn out by then, but he was wanting to play another one, and just a great kid, brings a lot of energy. And then Cameron Ancient was another senior that played a lot of minutes for us. He had an up and down season, but he did a lot of good things, and he really grew as a basketball player, and more importantly as an individual, as a person this year. I mean, he really matured and kind of stepped into a little bit of a leadership role there at the end of the year. And I was really proud of him for what he overcame during the season. And then our last two seniors are Ben Burkhouse and him and Will Mogan are they were glue guys, great people, great students. Always did what was asked of them, and always had the team first mentality. And I know our younger kids really looked up to Ben and Will, for what they meant to the team. And I'll never forget. We put Will in late in one game, and down there at Perry, we got those windows, and there was about 50 little kids up there that were jumping up and down and going crazy, and those guys are great role models. But all 5 of them are going to be missed. It was unfortunate that I only got to coach those guys for one season because they're really good kids, and their parents have been outstanding to work with, and we wish them the best. We're certainly going to miss them, but we wish them the best in the future, and look forward to them coming back and visiting our program, from time to time.
And we're back on the Jeff Litherland Show to discuss next year's Perry Central Commodores. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Roseburg Communications.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
Become Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And you had a great group of seniors, but why don't you preview what you guys go back, not only in returning starters or not returning players from the varsity, but also newcomers to the varsity.
Yeah, we got Lucas Mitchell. He's going to be our leader coming back. He was a junior that really developed this year as a player. I've said it multiple times. He's probably the hardest working and best defender that I've ever coached. And he really takes a lot of pride in his defense and his efforts. But I told him, he was a kid that would never shoot the ball, and then we look at the stats at the end of the year, and he wins our field goal percentage award. So we're going to have to get him to score a little more for us next year on top of what he already does for us, and then really take over a leadership role of the team. And then we got Cohen Edwards. He was a 6'2" freshman that middle of the year we inserted in the starting lineup, and he's another kid that he's really mature for his age. He's continuing to improve, and he's always trying to get better and trying to learn. And so those two guys will be our top two guys. And we got Corbin Hallhe that started earlier in the year. Had some injuries. He'll be a junior, and I expect him to have a breakout season next year. Along with Travis Kellums that played quite a bit varsity as well. He'll be an incoming junior, and then we've got some seniors. Carter James, Jared Wagner, Caleb, and Chase Hubert, which split a lot of time JV and varsity. We've talked with those guys, and those guys are bring a lot of energy, but they don't have a whole lot of experience. So just kind of to honing their fundamentals and getting confidence and their ability and their skills will be very important in the off season. And then we got a couple other youngsters. Sam Ball, the 6'5" incoming junior that really improved later there in the year. We made him the 6'10" kid from Pekin for the last 2 weeks, and he really did some good things. And then we got Tate Kleeman, which is another incoming junior that the ball handler that's really improved over the last year. Then we got some younger kids. You got Cole Yeager, Thomas Hogan, Caden James that are incoming sophomores that may have a shot at some varsity time. Depending on how they develop. And then we've got a 6'2", 6'3" incoming freshman in Whit Craney that we're trying to get him stronger. And I might as well go ahead and say it. We're trying to get a haircut out of him as well. So I had to throw that in there, Joe. So I've been giving him a hard time about it. So, but he's got a lot of talent. But he is he's currently an 8th grader, and he's got to get stronger and quicker. It's really hard to go from 8th grade basketball to high school basketball. So, there's a lot of unknowns, for next year. But I know our kids are committed. Like I said, the culture that we've created. Yesterday when we had the meeting, they're all asking how to get better and how to play more and how to get in the gym. So it is exciting to have kids with that type of attitude. And our JV, they were I think 12-7 or 13-7. So those guys had success, but it's all going to be about how they develop and how much work they put in the off season. And it could be a year where we struggle early just based on experience, and then get better as the year goes. But all that will be determined throughout the spring and the summer and fall, and how we develop.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to you making the Commodores faster and stronger and bigger, and having a great season next season.
All right. Well, I appreciate all your support and your coverage this year, Joe.
And we appreciate you guys being a part of it. And you're listening to the Jeff Litherland Show, powered by Milligan Brosford Communications. We'll see you next season.
You've been listening to the Jeff Litherland Show. Find out what is happening in Perry Central basketball each week, exclusively on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network.